Hi Jay, I mentioned that I would just send you a quick video to remind you of what we went through last session. The additions we made were, you know you're bridging so well, so rather than doing the mobilizing mobility strength for the spine, mobility for the spine, we're working more strength and stability. So have your feet nice and strongly wide, and we're just pushing with the abdominals gently closing down and in and lowering down. So it is just a hip raise or a lift from the shoulders. Please don't do what I'm doing, which is turning your head. Keep your head looking at the ceiling as you do your hip raises. So then what we added on was bringing your feet a little closer, bringing one knee up, scooping into the tummy, and we're doing one leg bridging. So when you do lift on one leg, check that the lifted hip isn't dropping down, that you are also lifting both hips and then sinking down. So it's almost a feeling of reaching through that top leg, and as you're quite flexible, you probably find you can lift it and stretch it. Keep going on the same leg until you feel that fatigue and really squeezing. You can poke yourself. I would say a good 8, I don't know, 10, 6 maybe to start with. So both legs, of course, checking that the hip isn't dragging down, that you're pushing upwards. So there you go, your single leg hip bridging or hip raises. From there, what we added on, you've been doing nicely your clams, I believe. You're perhaps doing it down here, but if coming up here will give you some nice shoulder strength, so hugging the tummy in. So moving on from the clams, the next phase up, I think we did it here even, is to come up to your side kneeling position. So hand, knee, foot, all in a nice long line. When you put your hand here, try not to let your shoulder drop back. Bring your rib cage down and maybe reach your arm up to the ceiling or keep it here so that the hip stays very solid. Flex your foot and come straight up and down. So if you have your foot flexed, check that you're not turning this way and using the front muscle. You want to rotate and lead almost with the heel so that you're getting the back of the leg kicking in. You'll also feel the underneath leg there. Again, as we're only using the leg weight, high reps will be good to start with. Once you feel that you're starting to feel that fatigue, you could try some circles. And reversing the circle, high reps, 8 to 10. Come down in between, and of course don't forget to change sides. When you're on the second side, be aware that you will be slightly more fatigued. So change the side that you do first if you're doing this every second day, let's say. So if you start with your right leg on one day, Monday, start with the left leg on Wednesday, if at all you can remember. And then from there, abdominal bracing on your elbows. You're going to be drawing up from within. You can't see the fleshy tummy, so you're going to be drawing the flesh of the tummy underneath you. When you breathe out and you scoop the flesh of your tummy towards you, try and avoid rolling forward. You want to keep the chest lifted, the shoulders away from your ears, and you're scooping up from within. Try not to push up, try and draw up until the hips become light. We're then looking at endurance. So endurance is just holding it, breathing, chatting, talking, so that you don't sort of rest while your brain is thinking about something else. You're teaching the body to just maintain that control. Look at your watch, look, the second hands tick by. Come a little bit higher if you feel that 30 seconds is pretty good. You really want to make sure while you're doing this that your back is very stable and not hurting. If your back is becoming achy, come down a level, a little bit, so that the back and the front can be balanced. When you feel that you've got to 30 seconds, even a minute, happily on the front of your knees, tuck your toes under, breathe out as you reach the knees, breathe in as you lower them down. That will be your first stage of the next bit. Breathe out, breathe in. And you're looking at getting 5, 10 of those in until you feel you can then start to hover. Again, check that you're not rolling, looking down, picking the hips high. You're looking at your hover, hold. Squeeze the glutes even. Release the knees, release down. And remember, as always, try those. See you in a couple of weeks.